Alright guys, what's going on? Shell's back on the Golf Bug 2. Never thought I'd say this anytime soon, but yeah, here we are. It's been more than a while. But anyway, we're going to talk about day 2 here at the Masters. I didn't do a update where I was going to do a preview video, but unfortunately this week has been a little bit hectic, so I haven't had a chance to play this game to get a video out for you guys on. So unfortunately, apologies for that, but let's get, cracking into this here after the first 2 rounds. We've had the cut, of course. I'll go through the cut at the end of the video. Obviously, that's not the things we care about because we want to know who's doing well. So first off, first name on the list is probably my favorite golfer, and that is, of course, Jason Day. Good to see him back playing. He's one of my, usual favorites to do, to come up and do damage. So it's good to see him on 7 under, tied for the lead. Hopefully he goes on now. I'd love him to win. He's probably the one person I'd love to see win the Masters. And if I was cheering for someone on Sunday on that list, I think he'd be definitely number 1. Now tied with them is Brooks Koepka, who seems to be the luckiest player I've ever seen in my life when it comes to, majors and golf. Just seems to completely hit form at the right time, which is a bit ridiculous, but it's fair play to him. If he can pull it off, then fair play to him. He's 7 under, as well as Francesco Molinari, of course, won the Open last season. Adam Scott also at -7, another one of my favorite players, and of course former Masters winner Louis Oosthuizen has somehow crept his old head up as well. So it's a competitive field. It's 5 guys on 7 under. Now Scott, I feel like, has a good chance as well. I feel like he's a pretty solid, solid player. Does play solidly. Louis Oosthuizen's a pretty good player around Augusta. Seems to, suit his game style a little bit more than, other people. And then of course Adam Scott, who I feel like has won a major, but I feel like I could be wrong about that. Like, please correct me if I am, because I'm not 100% confident in that. But you look at those 5 names, and it's pretty much a superstar lineup. I mean, there's some fantastic, if you look at the last 5 years, I think last 5-10 years, I mean, they've all been in contention at a major or here at Augusta in that case, and definitely guys that I think will make it interesting. If it stays like that going into Sunday, I think it will be a fantastic, spectacle for everyone to watch. But now let's move on to 6 under, and his name here, I think we all need to just, remind ourselves who it is, and that is, of course, Tiger Woods. 1 off the lead. Is this Tiger's best chance to win a major? Is going to come at Augusta. Now, originally I thought his best chance to win a major might come at St. Andrews or something like that, but I'm starting to think that, yeah, maybe, just maybe, Augusta might suit him the best. Out of all the golf courses out there, I think this is definitely the one that suits him, to a T.
That was a bit underwhelming,
and
but you're out of the sand.
4 under friend today. Good to see him in contention. I think him in contention on Sunday will be brilliant for the game. I mean, just who? I know Sky Sports has the rights here in, in Europe, but who has the rights in the States? Is it CBS?
5-footer here, nothing too bad.
I think Tony Romo and Jim Nantz are going to do it, are they? But like, they must be just begging for Tiger Woods to be in contention. Just begging. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, soles crossed, bank account numbers crossed probably as well. Everything crossed they could get their hands on to get him into the game. And whoever wrote that article on saying Tiger Woods' best chance coming here at Augusta, fair play, because he's right in contention. And you can put up that article up on Twitter saying, "I told you all so," and everyone's gonna look back and go, "Wow, we should have bet on him." But he's had pretty strong odds to do well at Augusta in the past. I think last season he had pretty good odds as well. They could be completely just making it up. But at least I remember when I did the video last year, I thought there was a pretty solid chance that he could make a name for himself. At least, something in that area. But also tied at 6 under, we have, of course, Dustin Johnson, who's a pretty solid down player. He's been playing pretty well the last few years. Some guy called Justin Harding from South Africa, who I have absolutely no clue. If you asked me to pick him out of a group of 5 people, I would not recognize him in the world. And Sander Scheffele? What would Scheffel? There's a way to pronounce this guy's name. I just when I look at the word, I cannot see it how to pronounce it. But yes, I don't know his name. Apologies if, you know, Xander's parents, relatives, family members are watching. I'm sorry. Or even if the man himself is watching, I butchered your name. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, we
Anyway,
found you in
that
the
is the
rough,
6 under group, so that's one
but
off the
I
lead.
don't
Of course, the
think
leader
that
is
it's,
7 under,
gonna
so
be rough.
they're right in contention. You know, I feel like in the Masters you could be 4 or 5 back and have a good Sunday, and you're still in contention. But anyway, let's move to the 5 under group, and we have 2 names here. And probably a guy that I think is pretty much a surefire bet to win a major in 10 years, next 10 years for me. At least that's John Rahm. Absolutely fantastic player. Went to the University of Arizona State. Class player, class act. One of my favorite golfers. Probably one of the only golfers I really like on the European side of things. But yeah, just hoping he continue to form up 200 for the day. He's tied with Ian Poulter, who I used to really like, but ever since recently, like last probably while I've started, he just really gets under my skin. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why I don't like him. But he just annoys me. He's the guy gets under your skin a little bit. Maybe it's because I don't know. I have no idea why. But anyway, 4 under. We have 4 golfers at 4 under. We've got Pill. I just call him Pill. Sorry, Phil Mickelson. Of course, I think the last time I watched a golf event was him playing against Tiger. That's how long it's been a while since I had a chance to watch golf with how everything has been.
6.
But good to see him in contention again at the Masters. I feel like he's always... I'm very rusty on my knowledge of golf at the moment. I have not looked up who's won the Masters. But hasn't he won it before or been close? I feel like the US Open... Yeah, he has. He's definitely won it because the US Open's the one he's missing. That's the one I was thinking about. All the things when you don't watch golf in a while, things do kind of merge together and you don't think of things, logically. But he's definitely a guy that I hope to see up there Sunday, Imagine him and Tiger on Sunday, just competing. Just don't even show anyone else, just show us that. That's all we care about, really. Matt Kuchar also tied at 4 under. A player I'm pretty, is a very solid player, just seems to go at things. He's number 1 in the FedEx Cup here by the looks of things as well, so good to see him doing well.
Okay,
he's just
let's see what happens here.
He'd say he's nice character, so he's nice to have a few beers with after a round of golf. And
take it from there.
other than that, I don't think I'd agree there's politics. That's the only thing I'd say about him. That's probably the only thing I'd probably disagree with him about. But also that caddy thing he did recently, that was not a good look, mate. Being stingy with money when you have, in events, it's not a good look, mate. You gotta tip well. That's the number 1 rule in life. Tip well. At least I always make sure to do that. But anyway, also standing 4 under is Patton Kizer and Charles Howell III, who I always confused Charles Howell III with James or whatever his guy named the European equivalent from England. Never known why, but I always seem to mix those guys up. But anyway, those guys also on 4 under. Phil actually had a +1 round today, which is interesting. I did not expect that. Obviously, I did not see yesterday's highlights or anything. Just a chance to see it today up in the gym. Then at 3 under, we've got Bryson DeChambeau, who had an hell of a day today. I saw his top yesterday. +3 after a round of 66 on a Thursday, 75 on the Friday. That is a bit of a surprise. Definitely surprised by that. I thought he'd be a lot, a player doing a much better job than that. But, you have off days, you have on days. That happens in golf, Some days you'll be brilliant, next day you'll be absolutely rubbish, and it happens.
25 yards to the pin.
Kiradich Afir Barnett, I have no idea how to pronounce that guy's name, from Thailand. Not my favorite Thailand player, but good to see the Thais doing well as we nearly get a albatross there. It would be nice to see. But anyway, he's on 3 under, and also on 3 under we got Justin Thomas, pretty solid player, probably one of the best, or probably the best in the world at the moment, form-wise over the last year.
Sitting at 2 over
a few people
for the
here.
round.
Scroll down as we go through. We got Corey Connors, no idea. That is Tony Finau, of course, who dislocated his ankle last season. Didn't he at the Monsters, the par 3, which is, I think everyone had to agree that, him competing that after that was, pretty much great to see, and, great, drive and willingness to compete despite, injury limiting him up. So, then we got Gary Woodland, Ricky Fowler at 3 under. I think he's a player I could see making a movie on moving day tomorrow. Hopefully he comes in and bangs a low one in, and we see him competing on Sunday. He's definitely a player. I think last season I thought he'd win a major in the next, somewhere in the next 5 to 10 years. I think he might win it now somewhere in the next like 3 to 6. I feel like he's, he's rising up that major ladder to getting there. So hopefully, in the next while he will come up and, get that major win, because he deserves it. He's a fantastic golfer, fantastic person. I think I'm a big fan of his.
On this putt.
Yeah, moving to 2 under now. We got
Nice stroke on that
Thornbjorn Olsen.
And that'll keep
Got the
you
E there, pardon me.
2 over for
2 under, along with Kevin Kistner and JB Holmes and Lucas Bjargard, or however you pronounce the Danes' name. Danes are pretty good at everything when it comes to sport, along with Charlie Hoffman and Tommy Fleetwood. So interesting list there. I think everyone knows who JB Holmes is, and probably Tommy Fleetwood because he's played pretty well the last few years. But interesting list there. Wouldn't expect. I think 1 under is a little far back for anyone to make a sizable run in this tournament at the moment. So we'll see what happens there between those guys. Let's move on to 1 under. We got Bernhard Langer from Germany, Rafa Cabrera Bello, and Jordan Spieth, along with Kevin Tway, Victor Hovland, who's the amateur, and Patrick Reed and Webb Simpson. So obviously the best amateur 1 under, which is good to see from Norway. Haven't heard of him yet, but definitely a player I'm going to be, marking down in my notebook to have a look at and see
Hope this one has
where he goes in life, because could be the next John Ram and just blow into the scene. Hopefully he does. Spieth at 1 under. He's a guy that could probably make the move from 1 under, to be honest to him. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there, but we'll never know what's going to happen exactly until it happens tomorrow. And of course, he's the type of guy I think can have that type of round, which just everyone just blows their way at Augusta. If the putter gets hot, people could be in a bit of trouble. Webb Simpson, pretty solid player. Patrick Reed, of course,
20 feet to the cup.
He won. Yeah, he definitely won last year. He won last year's event. Guy that I actually betted a lot on last season with the handicap, or at least for the last, since pretty much 2012, I used him as one of the guys after 2 or 3 rounds to, always put me in the money. So
I'm happy to move on.
Big fan of that. Let's move on to the even group, which is packed to the rafters, and his name's here. We've got Jimmy Walker, who won of course, the major USPGA championship at, is it Baltaros or something?
That one didn't sound right.
Yeah, it's been a long day. It's been a long week, guys, so apologies if my corrections are incorrect. But Kevin Na not listening. Alvaro Ortiz, the Mexican amateur. Keegan Bradley. Bubba Watson, of course, is a 2-time winner around Augusta himself. Interesting that he's on, not doing as well as I'd expect. Him and Spieth would be a lot better around here. Si Woo Kim, Kyle Stanley, Mark Leishman, Rory McIlroy, and Cameron Smith. So the interesting one there is Rory McIlroy, because he was undoubtedly the bookies' favourites, and the mathematical models I've seen, they really thought he was going to just waltz away up this one. I saw 538 were pretty big, and the betting company that I have access to data on also had them as a pretty big favourite. So interesting how that happens. Golf's a very interesting game. It's not like where, it's pretty much an any given Sunday type of thing, but for all 4 rounds. So anyone can win it, anyone can lose it. That's the beauty about golf. We're the hardest one to predict, and as you see there, the bookies predicting, the stats, the numbers, all predicting that McIlroy will be there on Sunday, and right now, doesn't look like he's going to be, looks like he'll be, off early on Sunday and finished early on Sunday as well, which is not what he was hoping for, I can guarantee. And moving on to the +1 group today. Now we got Matthew Fitzpatrick. Good player. Not the biggest fan of his, but I actually like the way he plays. He's a pretty smart player. Satoshi Kodiara, Andrew Landry, Hideki Matsuyama. So Hideki Matsuyama is a player I thought would definitely win one. He's been a little bit poor recently, so hoping he gets his gets the mojo back. I was definitely expecting him to be a little better than that, but it's golf where you go through some spells. I think everyone who plays golf knows that. You go through some great times and you hit the ball brilliantly, and other times you just fluff it, and that's part of life. Anyway, moving on to
Coming
plus
off
two
a bit of
group,
a
we got Trevor
bogey on that
Immelman.
last hole. Let's
I
see
feel
if we
like
can do
he's one
better
here as
here.
well. Tyrrell Hatton, Patrick Cantley, Keith Mitchell, Aaron Wise, Henrik Stenson, Halong Lee, Devin Bling, the amateur. Pardon me, he's actually 300. So probably two recognizable names, or three recognizable names there. Hatton, Immelman, and Henrik Stenson. I feel like Henrik Stenson's ancient now. I feel like he's been around watching golf for as much as long as I've been around. But anyway, as I just slash it into the trees in this par 5, not what we want to see, but anyway, moving on. I don't think there's anything we need to talk about there. It's not a very popular group of players to, you know, have a look at. But speaking of the next group,
Whoops.
the -3 or the +3 guys, pardon me: Devin Bling, amateur; Martin Keimer, Alex Noren, Bill Horschel, Zach Johnson, Takumi Kayana, who's an amateur, made the cut as well; Brandon Grace, Emiliano Grillo, and Epperell. So interesting names here. Some guys definitely. Martin Keimer, what a fall from grace. Martin Keimer, 5, 6, 7 years ago, you know, he was world #1, definitely.
Sweet.
You know, won the US Open,
Here we go. Drop
USPGA,
this one for birdie.
fallen off the face of the earth. Zach Johnson, a player it was pretty tidy around most golf courses. A bit of a surprise that he's, you know, struggling as much as he is around here. I thought he'd be
Get in there.
player I think would be a pretty solid contender, but I think he's more of a you know, the Open type of major guy than a US or a, you know, USPGA or the Masters. So of course that's for him. Brandon Grace, pretty solid player as well. Anyone else on that list that makes any, you know, Emiliano Grillo, not really interesting in him. Don't even know what the pepperroll is, so apologies for that. But anyway, move on to players that failed to miss the cut, and some interesting names here. Sandy Lyle, no idea who that is. Stuart Sink, still around, old timer. Justin Rose, good to see him missing the cut. Not a fan of him at all. Do not like him at all. Kevin O'Connell, amateur, failed to make the cut, but you know, tied with Justin Rose, who's not too bad, so I think he takes some positives from that. But unfortunately, weekend ends early. Mike Weir, who I've absolutely no idea why he gets invited to the Masters, what did he do back in like 04? Did he win the US Open or something? I feel like he definitely won the US Open. He goes out with, isn't he going out with like former bachelorette contestant Michelle Money, is it, or something?
Here we go. This one,
I don't remember which one it is, but one of the two of them. Danny Willett, former winner like 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago. I feel like it was 2006 or 2015. Sergio Garcia also had a +4, which is, you know, interesting to see. Not a big fan of Sergio, and don't really mind him being knocked out. Adam Long, +5. Brent Schnedeker, +5. Interesting. Fred Couples, +5, still around. Charles Schwartzel, +5. Another player I would not expect to get cut. Shugo Imihara from Japan, +6. Mids, +7. And unfortunately, the one guy I was hoping would have a big tournament, Shane Lowry, +7. Not his weekend. Not sure what happened with him, but yes, that's part of the Masters and golf. Matt Wallace, Jovan Rabula, Michael Kim, Paul Casey at +10. I think that's a weekend you'd want to forget fast for Paul Casey. Now let's go down to the last few names on the list. We have BJ Singh, of course, probably, you know, past the, you know, the point of return. Ian Woosnam, like, what is Ian Woosnam doing at the Masters? Like, get him out of there. Like, just no. Jose Maria Osabel, who, geez, must be like in his 90s now. Just joking, of course. I know he's only like 40s or 50s now, but +13. And then Angel Cabrera, not a pretty round from him as well. +13 as well. So both of them getting ejected. But anyway, now that we're into the final holes, let's go through my picks for the weekend. I'm going to pick 5 guys from this list. I'm going to give you a percentage of how good I think they're going to have of weekend. Jason Day, chance to win. This is going to, you know, be a little bit biased, but I'm going to give him a 70 to 75% chance of winning the green jacket. Now, when he's on form, he's unstoppable. He's the best golfer in the world. When he's on form, the best talent in the field, not named Tiger Woods. So I'm going to give him a 70-75% chance. I really think he can be right up there in contention. Adam Scott. I'm going to give Adam Scott a 30 to 40% chance. of being in the contention on Sunday.
Ooh.
Brooks Koepka, I'm going to give him a 20% chance. I don't think he's good enough to win around here.
And
Dustin Johnson.
At 4 over for
this is a tricky one. I'm going to give him a 50-50 chance of being up there on Sunday. I think he's got a 50-50 chance of being, you know, either right up there or he just, the round falls off somewhere on Sunday. That's the type of, you know, scenario it has. Tiger Woods, can he win it? 100%. Will he?
We're right around 170.
I'm going to give him a 50 to 60% chance depending on his round tomorrow. He needs to be up there in one of the latter groups, I think, to have a real chance, and hopefully he does, because they'll be brilliant for the game. Exactly what we want to see. John Rahm, 2 shots back. I think he has just roughly a 10 to 12 to potentially 14% chance to, you know, if he puts in a great round tomorrow.
Okay, 11-footer here. This is
Matt Kuchar. What will we give Matt Kuchar? I think a 5% chance. I don't really feel confident in him winning a major, to be honest. So
here we go.
Just the 5% Matt, unfortunately. Phil Mickelson.
Nice putt there.
I think 20-25% Phil Mickelson is a pretty is a reasonable, you know, position to be in. I feel like he's good enough to be there. Bryson DeChambeau, I'll give him a 12% chance. Justin Thomas, 15. Tony Finau, 5. Not feeling confident with Tony Finau, unfortunately. Ricky Fowler, 7 or 8%. I think he's got just a slim chance, you know, to come through and make a name for himself. Jordan Spieth, 3 to 5, maybe 3 to 5% chance to be up there.
This is quite the elevated green.
And anyone else on that list we need to make up. Rory McIlroy, he's got a chance. He's got a 1% chance in my eyes of making it into Sunday and being in contention. But I'm not, you know, I wouldn't, you know, hold your breath and hope he's going to win it, because I don't see that happening, unfortunately.
Nice.
I don't think anyone else can make it to the field.
Let's see what you can do with his 8-footer.
Make a name for themselves, and that's what I think it's going to be. So that is the Masters after 2 rounds. I'll do a review video on Sunday after the Masters and have tried for you guys on Monday. But anyway, that has been the Masters after day 2. Looking forward to getting a chance to watch this weekend. I finally have some time off, so it's good to have some time for that. But anyway, guys, I'm wrapping up there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Have a good one. Hopefully the Golf Club 2 will be coming back a bit more over these, you know, summer, end of spring months, and we'll get more into it. But anyway, guys, cheers for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Enjoy your day. I hope you enjoy the weekend. Hope the weekend's a good one for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the golf. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.